You know, sometimes you have those nights where you just want to look out the window, look up at the stars, or maybe go outside, look up at the night sky. And in doing so, like a wave of depression just hits you. There be those nights where I've experienced that. I hope some of you watching this can relate to this. And you know, whenever I'm feeling depressed in a late night work shift, I do two things. I realize, one, I'm actually very blessed to have a job and to be actually making income right now, even if it's not like 6 figures or 5 figures a year. And number two, I go to my favorite spot to hang out alone by myself. The end of Interstate 70. Yeah, in case you don't know, Interstate 70 ends right at the doorstep, literally, with Baltimore, Maryland. See, that's like, that right there is Gwen Oak Trail right there. And this right here is literally the end of 70. So eastbound traffic right here meets the end of 70, makes a U-turn, and then heads and can head 2,000 miles till they meet I-15. Right there, it says 70 west to 695, the Baltimore Beltway. And I love this hangout spot because I can just park the car here, talk to friends on the phone, eat a meal in the car, or even on a hot sunny day, come out into one of these benches and eat lunch. But as of right now, December 31st, 2025, at like, I don't know, 10 to 11 p.m., I'm feeling that. And honestly, life's too short to have social anxiety. So yeah, walk and talk with me as I go back to the car and drive to my friend's house. Of course, we'll talk along the way, but I can't stay here because it's freezing right now. What I wanted to talk about tonight is, to the person who asked me if I ever considered him a real friend, or who my real friends are, I'd say you and Christopher. Those are the only two. So Fortune and Chris, they're my true friends. You know, they're the friends who, if shit truly goes south, like south in my life, like hits the fan, I could call them up at 3 a.m. Sure, they might be angry that I woke them up at 3 a.m., but when they realize why, they'll be there lickety-split. There's a difference between just a friend and a 3 a.m. friend. A friend is somebody who you hang out with, maybe chat with, catch up with, and then there's your 3 a.m. friend. 3 a.m. friend could be either the friend who you see every day and is always there for you, or the friend who will be there for you when shit truly goes south in your life. Obviously, a 3 a.m. friend, you reciprocate, because if they're there for you at your worst moments, you'd be an asshole to not return the favor, even if they don't expect it out of you. That's another thing out of your 3 a.m. friend. Even if it takes money to get them out of their shit situation, a 3 a.m. friend wouldn't require you to pay them back. They know what it's like to be left behind, to be abandoned themselves. And they never want to be like the people who wronged them in any way, shape, or form. As well as this, you guys could go months, years, or even up to 3 decades without talking, and you'd still be willing to lose an entire night's of sleep just to hear what's been going on with their life. And I'm telling you, that's the friend you want in your life. The friend who will do anything for you but expect nothing in return. Here's an example of this. My friend Fortune, we celebrated his birthday like a few weeks ago. I told him, see me for dinner at like 6 or 7 p.m. FYI, we're not going into 2026 saying that. We're leaving that in 2025. And I offered to drive all the way down to where he lives to be able to see him for dinner. When I got there, we went to Mission Barbecue, and he offered on his birthday to pay for our dinner. And I insisted that I pay, and he's like, you've had to drive all the way down here for me, so it's worth it if I pay to reimburse you. And I made it, and then I made it clear to him how he doesn't have to reimburse me for gas at all, ever. Because to me, unless you're going on like a really big road trip, I don't think you should charge friends and family for gas money. And I'm gonna say this about 2025. It's been a hell of a year. That's for certain. And by the time you're watching this, it'll be 2026. And the reason for that is because although I want this video to be showing a more raw and unfiltered side of me, I still have to edit this video before I upload it, otherwise you'll be here all day watching this. And finally, to summarize 2025, in January we had the threat of TikTok being banned and Trump's inauguration. In February we had Zelensky and Trump just screaming at each other in the Oval Office. In March we had the trade wars and tariffs. In April we had the Pope's death and the stock market crash. In May, we had Joe Biden being diagnosed with testicular cancer, and JD Vance breaking everything. In June, we had No Kings Part 1. In July, we had the CEO caught cheating at the Coldplay concert. In August, we had Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce getting engaged. In September, we had 6/7s, the death of Charlie Kirk and that Ukrainian girl getting stabbed on a train. In October, we had the government shutdown and No Kings Part 2. In November, we had Erica Kirk getting handsy with JD Vance and Nicki Minaj making an appearance on Turning Point USA. And in December, we finally got to see more of the Epstein files. What a year it's been.